some good views. I came back to double check myself at Notchville. Just with the time at lunch and the time available, it can never hurt, you know. I always tell myself, look at the kind of stuff you find here. We're going to take a little join the hunt. And there's another piece I have seen in the ground that has a lot of promise. But look at these points and the couple thoughts I wanted to share. I mean, I was just telling myself that you never see things as you ought to see because you never look as you should look. Think about that. Nice tip. That's a tip of a Guilford. This is rhyolite you're looking at. You never see things as you ought to see because you never look as you should look. And I just told myself that as I walked along. I mean, think about that. It's absolutely true. And so, look at these points. It's definitely a Guilford place. But the point I have seen in the ground, and it's got a notch. So if you're watching this, it's a smoker, and I've kept this and I haven't deleted it. I will delete a video often when I make an effort at it. And it didn't work out. It's just the way it happens. It's just the way I do it, you know. And I have a couple other points I want to share today and something that you can be a part of. Look at those. Just some great artifacts. I love this base right here. It's a good Guilford base. And they make plenty of great Guilfords here. Look at that. Mercy, right? Well, we got some promise. We're in a flight strip for an airport nearby. But I'm going to go down here and just join the hunt a little bit. Here is what you get to, I'm going to take a minute or so and I'm going to talk louder over this plane because what I like to think is that anybody that tunes in to Indian Trace, look at this, look at these conditions. Those are all the root balls of tobacco here at Notchville. It's all harvested out. Look at that. And they're rained on. We get more rain or whatever, things wash out. Dirt melts, rocks don't. So I'm walking along, like I said, telling myself, you don't ever see things as you ought to see because you never look as you should look. Look small, miss small. Your eye becomes educated. Your brain becomes more attuned to the way to find artifacts. And I think I've proven that on Indian Trace in 5 years. But listen, what I've also come to understand, and this is where you get to be a part of it if you want. We are going to have an opportunity to start today. I'm going to hammer this with every video. To beat the rigging. Believe it or not, our president beat the rigging of a rigged election. It was rigged, completely rigged in so many different ways. And if you're like, how do you figure it was rigged? I mean, we can talk about it. I mean, I've got right off the top 4 or 5 ways that it was rigged for sure. But believe it or not, you might be surprised. Our president is a lot more intelligent than people even give him credit for. Way more intelligent. You know, 6 months ahead of time, he joined with Mike Pence to go all over the country doing rallies with an average of 10,000 people per thing, sometimes 2 rallies a day, jetting around, sometimes 3. Unbelievable. His endurance was unbelievable, and he did it over and over and over. And he did it because 6 months ahead of time, he knew he had to reach. Looking around, joining the hunt, ranting and raving. But listen, this has to do with the channel Indian Trace. It has to do with your channel for artifacts. It has to do with your expression, your freedom of speech, your right for your ideas to be heard, to be expressed, for the best ideas to be heard, and then for the right to have a platform to discuss back and forth intelligently. So anyway, they went all over the country for 6 months, reaching huge numbers of people with rallies of 10,000, 15, even 20,000 people, where unfortunately his opponent was hard-pressed to bring 2,000 people in. I mean, honestly. But the numbers is what we needed, and he knew that. He knew mathematically because he has an inside scoop on a lot of things. We're joining the hunt here, and we're going to go right back up the hill, and I just got to keep my eye open as we do this because we can come right upon a smoker, another one, other than the one I hope this is. If you're watching this, you're going to see an awesome smoker because I will delete all this. If it's a broken piece or something I'm just not ready to film. I'm just anal that way. Listen. Our president beat the rigging 4-1. I mean, with those kind of numbers that came out, believe it or not, I mean, you might not want to realize this, but President Trump needed 3 to 4 votes for every one of his opponents. because of illegal voting, because of dead people voting, because of illegal aliens voting, because of rigged voting machines. It's all been documented because of people interfering, including FEMA interfering in computer systems in Georgia. I mean, this is all indisputable. It's all out there already. So I'm just going to leave that aside. Now, what I'm talking about is our channels and our ability to express ourselves, to share in the artifact community. If you've liked maybe a couple of the videos you've seen for Indian Trace, if you like them, or you go back, you find 1 or 2 that you like in the last 10, or you find 10 that you like in the last 100, it doesn't matter to me. I've never started posting and sharing artifacts or political interest stuff because I want a huge $1 million following. It doesn't matter to me. 1 million people following. So what I'm saying is we can beat the rigging. I know that YouTube's been bought out, that big money has coerced them into oh, there's a piece right there. Holy smoke. We've got live action here. There's one I know is in the ground up here, but I'm going to show you something. I'm hoping it's full because I can tell with an educated eye from here. Now I haven't forgot about what we're doing on this video. It's going to be an introduction. I'm going to hammer it every time. Oh, mercy. Can you see what I see? This is a root bed. Psst. Mercy. Look. Educated eye. Oh, gracious. First time that's really happened strong. Well, that's the way it rolls. Look at how sweet that is, and it's broken. Look at how sweet that is, though. Gracious. Would you look at the alligator teeth on that thing? See in my shadow here if I can. Look at this. I don't know if it's coming in. Look at that, will you? Holy cow. How are we? And you might say, I don't need to beat rigging. I don't need to worry about that because I just won't get out of the box. I won't share how I feel, what I believe. Even if you believe in good morals, this is aside from whether or not you're a Christian or not. It doesn't matter. If you have some good ideas, conservative ideas, and I say conservative, what I mean is just to uphold humanity the best we can. Isn't that funny? Live, flat out, find. Listen, if you want to, if you desire to uphold humanity, that's bad in YouTube's eyes. Oh, you're saying, oh, you're kidding. No. Go through the censorship of people's, whether it's Paul Joseph Watson, whether it's Alex Jones, whether it's any alternative news station that's actually telling the truth about what's going on in the world, in Europe or whatever, they're all being censored. Whether it's a black conservative person who's got a great mind and great ideas who actually will say how absurd and how racist Black Lives Matter is, and this video will be flagged because of the verbiage, because of the algorithms being charted. But how can we beat the rigging? Here it is. We're getting finished up here. My marker's up there. This is how we can do it. If you like a video in the last 5, if you like one in the last 10, it doesn't matter. Choose one, and then with your whole net of friends, say you have a folder that's your folder of people that you know, that you like, friends, what have you, family. Then you just take that one video that you like of mine. It could be aside from any political rant or whatever, just a great artifact find, because really that's what this is about. Let's find out what this is right here. See, we're just going along, join the hunt a little bit. Lots of quartz. Okay, let's see what we're doing here. And you do like it, and it's a great artifact finder, one of the favorites for Indian Trace. Now listen to this video as much as you are getting flipped around and looking around. Gracious, don't you wish the tip was on that one with the teeth? Can't focus it that way, sorry. If you do like it, choose it, right? And then choose that net, that little bag of people, loved ones, friends, family, that sort of thing, and copy it and paste it, and then forward that video that I have, and that features some of these awesome artifacts, and just for the sake of artifacts, just for the sake of the virtue of finding these and representing them, because that's all I've ever wanted to do. Look at those. Look at those. And this is getting longer, but that's okay. My point has to be made. Grab that video from Indian Trace. Take that group of friends or loved ones and forward it to them. And then write them a little note and say, listen, this person is being censored because he believes in good things. I believe in family. I believe in the United States of America. I believe in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. I believe that we should support our president, whether we like him or not. I happen to like him. But listen, when Barack Obama was elected the first time, I hated it. I knew what he stood for. When he was elected the second time, I hated it even worse, and I felt pitiful for the people that would vote him in. I felt pitiful for it. Because you elected a man, you don't even know his history. No resume. I mean, what the world? Never held a job. Never had an executive position anywhere. I'm sorry, I'm going off. It was ridiculous to me, but I did. And I was quiet about it, and I let the 8 years go by and supported him until we could work hard to change something. Oh, mercy. So what I have found out now after that, they haven't settled. Oh, look at that. My goodness. What I have found out after that is that they have not accepted. That they try to steal and cheat because the best idea is they're not going to let them out there. Oh, mercy. This is Notchville. Look at this point so far. Gracious mercy. So what we can do, just as our president did intelligently, is we can use people together who support, look at that, who support good things. Support family, support others. You see, to us as conservatives, true conservatives or libertarians, we're not against anybody. Not anybody. I don't care whether a person's Native American, Hispanic, black. I'm a whole mixture of two. I don't care if you're Irish, German. I'm an American, of course. But all in all, it's pitiful. There's no race problem. Look at that smoking awesome point. So, let's beat the rigging. Yes, they've rigged my channel. Yes, you can tell by the amount of views and what kind of stuff I put up and the quality of artifacts I find. You can tell all that stuff. I've written a note about it. But we can beat it if you want to help. And if you want to be in on that, you just grab a video that you think, this is a smoking awesome point right here. And I'll put it right there. And you join me on this. And we'll work together. And we'll absolutely crush them with numbers. Not because I want a whole bunch of people to come by, but I'd love for people just to get interested in the North American Indian and save this stuff. I mean, look at this. So that was a whole mine full of stuff. And if you're in, like I said, let your families and friends check out one of these videos. Take a whole group of them. Take 10. If everybody that watched did 10 or whatever your groups are, I'd love it. I'd love it because it would shove it right up the backside of people that want to censor us. Censorship. I mean, it's rude. It's weak. My word. Well, that's enough of that. If I put these two in there, it's just a great picture here. Back it up with this thing. Appreciate you tuning in to Indian Trace. Forgive all my ranting and raving out there.